Wow. So how did you find out? Oh, he confessed. It's amazing how he always comes back to talk about it. And wow. Okay, you calm down. Please calm down. I beg you, just calm down. Go home. Try and keep up an appearance. I know this is too heavy for you, especially coming right after Valentine, all the fun that you two had. I was expecting it to be something different, like, you know, he promised me a fresh start and all. But please, just keep up an appearance. Just go home. Just try. I know. Just try. I'll talk to him. I'm in the middle of something. So let me get to the house and then I'll call him. I'll call him around 8. So once the call comes, just excuse yourself, okay? So that he wouldn't use you as an excuse not to talk for long. Once you excuse yourself, then he wouldn't have an excuse. Then I get to corner him. We'll talk. No problem. We'll talk. I got you. We'll talk. Calm down. All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Charlie. Keeping an appearance for what? What's going on?
My girl B. My girl B. I don't know. It's heartbreaking, you know, especially when somebody comes to you like, Charlie, I need a guy, and then you help them get a guy, and then this guy is just like trash.
Are you serious?
I mean, I wish I wouldn't have to use that description for a guy, but
yeah,
that's who he is.
Yeah.
He's trashy, and it's sad because, you know, interestingly, you think that when people are your friends, you
Yeah.
get to know them,
yeah,
you know, but there's always an aspect that you never get to know. And I think the guy himself is not happy about it, which is why, I don't know. That's his women business.
yeah. Now, I mean, I think people will show you what they want you to see. Oh.
That is the thing. And for me, if you know, sometimes you think that, oh, friends don't
Because
fake
guys
it.
usually don't fake it.
Exactly.
Oh.
But now what you're saying is true. Like, you know, if they want you to see X, they show you X.
Yeah.
If they don't want you to see Y, they don't show you Y. And I mean, this is a clear example.
And you're telling, so what, he cheated on her?
He did. And it wasn't just once. It wasn't just with one person. Yeah. And they've been, I mean, actually, the honeymoon, the guy said, oh, I'm coming. I'm just going to check something. Apparently, there was some girl who had come.
Side chick.
I'm telling you, who had come for their reception. And apparently, the girl was pestering him that if he doesn't do something about it, you know, he was just going to blow the cover out.
Are you serious?
I'm telling you. So this guy had to go out there.
Why? Like, I need to understand how
Charlie,
psyche
be that
works.
to me. I don't know.
Is it in your DNA? It's like, you know, people say that guys cheat, or people cheat, I guess.
Yeah.
But I mean, on your wedding night though, your
You know,
honeymoon.
that's a shocking bit. That's a shocking bit. Like, dude, you should have just tied the loose ends before you marry.
But how do you tie a loose end before you marry? Like, I don't.
Like, you just have to talk about it. Like, I'm going to marry, so you know this thing can't continue again. You know? But I think that sometimes it's just the whole thing of, you know, we guys, you're all about the ego thing. And, you know, you feel good. That's what I think. Because I don't know.
All I keep hearing is ego. Like, really?
You know, you feel good to know that you are having like more than one. You know, you're just having.
So you have options.
Yes, you have options. And I mean, you know, no matter how dumb you are as a guy, I mean, when you yourself knows that, I mean, like really, you are nothing.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden you find the woman who is willing to die for you that you call your wife.
Yeah.
And then some other girls who are willing to throw themselves at you because of your money or because of your job or because of your car.
Your looks.
And then you just grab it. That's what I think. It doesn't make sense.
Really?
Yeah, it doesn't.
But why? I think a friend of mine said to me one time that men like to have options because, again, like you're saying, the ego thing. So if I know that I'm dating Abna and Abna has a tendency of walking away, I might as well have a
standby.
Standby,
exactly.
But that's like, aren't you misleading Ikuya and even Abna herself? Because if that's the main chick, aren't you leading them on?
I think it is. I mean, whichever you look at it, Joselyn, it's never the best option. Whichever way. Because for me, I think that most of us guys, usually when we are doing it, we think it is fun, it's exciting, and you know, we don't think deep about it until you have a conversation with them and you flip the script.
Yeah.
And you are like, So assuming it's your wife playing this game.
Yeah.
No, that's what that's it, Charlie, that's what they like. I'm like, are you better than her?
Yeah.
No, exactly, that's the point.
So in this case with your friend, they're both your friends now, obviously.
Yes.
I didn't know you were a matchmaker too. Please, I'm looking.
You know.
But now with this one, I don't know if I should ask you to, because I'm not sure.
Interestingly, right after I got the first case, because this was like my major one that I thought was a success. The rest they date and then sometimes they don't work out. And they break. But this one was almost like perfect.
Yeah.
So
and they got married.
They got married. I was so excited.
But you know what they say? If you're able to introduce somebody and they get married, it's an automatic spot in heaven for you.
Oh wow!
So really? You must keep them.
Charlie, I'll get you one. I will get.
You must keep them.
I'll connect you.
You must keep them together.
I'll connect you.
With the situation like that, what are you going to tell the guy? I mean, you're telling the woman to keep her appearance. This is a case, she's caught the guy cheating not once, not twice, and even on their honeymoon, she looked past it. You think that the guy will be remorseful and he'll do the right thing, right?
Actually, for the honeymoon thing, it wasn't found out then. It was when the last cheating thing came up.
So that came.
The guy just wanted to talk about it, and I was telling her that I was telling him that, you know what, if you are going to rebuild trust, you need to be more than just open with this particular incident.
Right.
Let her understand that, you know what, I have a problem.
Yeah.
And I've been going through this for a while. I've done X, Y, Z. And I'm sincerely and honestly sorry. So you are not going to do this alone. We are going to go together. So she will, what we are going to do is going to carry a lot more weight, because you are going with me, which means that, okay, so you've come to me, you want to make it work, which is why you're not playing macho around.
But sometimes just saying I'm sorry and admitting that you have a problem, it's not enough.
Sadly. So we actually had a couple of sessions where we sat down, we went through the whole charade, we replayed it again. The woman expressed her hurt, her anguish, her pain, her bitterness, her brokenness, and everything. This guy actually went on his knees to apologize. Right. Apparently, clearly. And I mean, now, from what the lady is saying, we don't know whether he actually cheated or not. It just so happened that, she's seen the chat. She's seen the chat. So now, so this evening, there's supposed to be a showdown. So that's why she's calling.
No. PG. When does it become cheating? When it's physical contact? Because I think even the chat is cheating.
Exactly. So now that's why she's hurt. Because if you promise me that you're not going to cheat on me again, it shouldn't just be the physical act, but you should also try and tie the loose ends. You should also try and desist from chatting with all these people.
But, some guys will say that, I mean, I dated a guy before who would cheat, and when I'm like, why are you doing that? He tells me, it's not my fault. The girls can't let me go. What does that mean?
I don't know.
The girls can't let me go.
What do you mean by that? I mean, you're a guy. You are in charge of your faculties. You're in charge of your everything.
Down and say, my dear, this is the woman.
I mean, can you imagine your girlfriend telling you the boys can't let me go? I'm too sweet. I'm big enough to share. Can you imagine? Look at me.
How would you? Look at me.
Really? All this goodness you want one guy to have. I mean, what would you do? I'm sure you just jump off the roof.
Exactly.
Kill yourself.
No, but I mean, seriously, on a real though, it's this double standard thing that a lot of guys.
It is. I mean, it's unacceptable. Whichever way you look at it, it's unacceptable. Yeah. I mean, I always say that what is good for the geese is good for the gander.
Thank you.
And so it is not a question of whether I'm the guy and then, I think that, the problem is this fits into our narrative, our cultural narrative. The fact that the guy, you can be polygamous without much social consequences. But the woman can be polyandrous, because then how do you even explain it? One woman, many guys are coming into you. It's not right.
One man, you're going into many women.
Exactly. But that's what I'm saying. It fits perfectly into our cultural narrative. I think that it's rooted in our culture, and it's something that we need to figure out how to take it out. But for me, it's wrong.
How do we? Okay. So I mean, so this is somebody who's cheating, and you're telling the lady to keep her appearance. I mean, really, PG. What appearance?
No, but see, the thing is, she's hurt, and after it's happened over and over again, and it's come up, we've talked about it. It's like, okay, from the way she sounded on the phone, she was in a more confrontational mood. Yeah. And I don't know my friend to be, I don't know the guy to be that type, to meet fire with fire. But then in this scenario, you don't want any drama around, okay? And because I know I'll be talking to the guy, I just want the environment to be good.
Yeah, but
by the time she get home, like around 7, just go to the bathroom, just do your thing. Because then again, there's also the question of the morality of hacking into your man's phone, because it wasn't like a direct hack, but they have a way of assessing each other's, because it was one of the resolutions.
Right.
One of the
I'll give you my password.
Exactly.
It's
so
okay.
that, you know, as part of, you know, fixing us.
Yeah.
You know, let's have the transparency thing going on.
Right.
And then all that. But I think the guy was chatting on an app that deletes the message after a period.
So Snapchat, for instance.
No, well, Snapchat. Well,
It's almost instant, isn't it? It's not much instant.
Okay, so this one is something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, unfortunately, I'm not on Snapchat.
You need to get on.
I know. I mean, like, boys have always been teasing
You
and
need
all
to
that,
get on.
You know. So this is something like that. So like, as you're chatting, the thing is deleting.
Right.
It just so happened that the lady just met the conversation.
Right.
Because she could also log in and then follow the conversation. So then she started recording it. So as the thing was deleting, she had a video of it.
Are you serious?
Exactly. So now when she gets home, we are going to have a lot of fights. And
I mean,
then,
look,
you know, privacy issue comes up, and the guy is just going to use that to bully the girl. And
Yeah,
I don't
and
want
plus he can deny. I mean, if there's no medium.
No, but she has evidence.
She has evidence.
Yes.
Okay.
So I want to talk to the guy. I want to get that aspect of him where he will lie to me. That
Yeah,
it
but
not
but,
true.
but is it
Then we
wrong?
pull this thing out and say that, you know what, we need to fix this.
Right.
You need to be intentional.
Yeah.
Like you're saying, you know, some guys think that it's not me or it's a girl's.
Yeah,
Like,
I can't let the girls go. They can't let me
I
go.
mean, like, are you
the
serious?
girls can't let me
A
go.
friend of mine said something funny. She was like, PG, you know what? Me, I'm like the crocodile. I just came out from the water and I'm just lying at the edge of the pond, just sun tanning.
And then
My mouth is open like that. I'm not going after the chicken. But any chick that walks into my mouth, just
why would you talk like that though?
that's what this guy is doing.
Yeah.
And for me, I find it to be.
Chicken that walks in your mouth.
You know, are you serious?
Are you serious?
I mean, you saw it coming.
So if his girlfriend said that, I mean, I'm like I don't know,
you know,
something lying by the pond as well.
exactly. You know, any guy who comes around,
whatever
yeah,
it is, you
just
know.
take it.
Where do you draw the line, you know, to go fishing? You know, again, you brought that up. You know,
Yeah.
the fact of the matter is she went through
Yeah.
her husband's phone.
Yeah.
You know, I know a male friend of mine who says, you know, my wife does not touch. It says my phone is my phone.
My phone is exactly.
And there's a lot of marriages or a lot of relationships that the guy says it's my phone. You can't go through my phone.
Yeah.
And God knows
The
what
things
goes
that would-
on.
The things that will come up when we decide to do, you know.
Right, but is it what? It's right. If she didn't go through the phone,
She wouldn't have found out.
and how long would this have gone on for?
Thank you. Because for me, every time the question of privacy comes up,
Mm-hmm.
I say I understand. It's a very, very muddy water.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
At the same time, you're trying to build trust.
Yeah.
You want to tell your partner that, you know what, I trust you. So I wouldn't come snooping, because snooping is evidence of my mistrust.
Mistrust.
You know,
Absolutely.
so I totally understand. But where we have evidence that you have compromised the trust,
Yeah.
then it becomes a natural consequence for me to snoop, because I also need to protect my investment.
Exactly.
And that's what the lady did.
Exactly. That's
But
exactly what I did too.
Exactly. And that's what we are supposed to do. You know, because for me, if you had a password and you cheat, the password goes off.
Look, it's gone to a point where in one of my past relationship, I used to lie in bed and I'm thinking, how do I hack? And I'm talking like the real hacking, into this guy's phone,
Yeah.
because I'm thinking, I mean, there's no trust anymore,
no
because
trust
it's like
anymore,
one
exactly.
minute you say that you're not going to do something anymore.
The next time you do
The
it.
next, 1 week, everything is great,
Yeah.
or so I think,
Yeah.
and then
The next time
you
it
go back to
just-
square one.
yeah.
And you know the funny thing about most of these men who do this is the fact that, let's say for instance, if I miss a call from this guy, all hell will break loose.
I know.
Text messages and
you don't respond instantly.
And it's like, it's more of the mental abuse. Like, okay,
Yeah.
so you're with another guy. That's why you're picking out the
I sent you a message.
And I'm
I
thinking,
sent you a message. Didn't you see
hold
it?
on a minute.
I sent you a message like 10 minutes
Yeah,
ago,
I called
and you
you.
were online.
I called you.
Serious? 10
Yeah.
minutes ago, I
Oh,
didn't do
that
anything.
line, I hate it.
And you're online. Like,
I said-
is that the only thing I do online? To stay online to respond to your text messages.
Thank you.
I mean, like, no, honestly, I'm a guy, but sometimes it gets to me. Because I'm saying that because I also have a sister.
Yeah.
I'm saying that because I have a daughter.
Exactly.
And I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, I'm going to invest all that money in my daughter for some guy to treat
say you're
her
online
like
and
some,
like,
like she's dumb. Are you kidding me?
No, but you know the funny thing? Once you're in it, I can tell you for free that you don't even listen to anybody.
Yeah.
Look, because I got to points where I can use me as a case study right now. I mean, and the situation your friend is going through, I went through something similar, and I'm thinking, okay, let me make this thing work. Okay, everything else is fine, but you know, he admits that he has a problem.
Yeah.
But I know therapists.
Yeah.
You know, even I have a problem too. I also need, you know,
Yeah.
I also need some kind of help and counseling. So I'm not gonna sit around and be that therapist to you.
Yeah.
Like if you're not making an effort to change,
I think that,
then why?
talking about effort, I think
Right.
that I think that's a problem with most of us.
Sorry.
You go through a particular phase in your relationship. Everybody can go through that. And for the first time, everybody can be a victim. But once you repeat it the second time, the third time, you move from one person to another person, it ceases to be an accident.
Yeah.
It becomes your lifestyle.
Yeah,
You
it's a
understand? And
habit.
for me, I think that there should be a lot more intentionality in trying to avoid it.
Yeah.
We need to be intentional. Look, let me share a very practical example. This one, I mean, this is just between the two of us. Don't tell my wife.
I won't tell your wife.
Oh, but
I
of
won't
course,
tell your
but
wife.
of course she knows.
Okay.
I called her and I told her. You know she's not in town.
Right.
So, I mean, from time to time, a brother has a need, right? Yeah, a brother has a need. You wake up in the morning and sometimes, oh my God, you just need to do the thing.
Right.
And I mean, she's not around. What do you do?
What do you do?
So there was this Friday morning. I woke up in the morning. Charlie, as I call it, Kwame Apia. Kwame Apia was standing. And I'm like, dude, Kwame Apia.
Calm down.
Dude, we don't have a respite. Charlie, there's no solution. Matter, I beg you, lie down. I went to work. By 12 o'clock, the feeling wouldn't go.
Right.
And I have this lady in my fellowship that I had.
Fellowship.
Yes, fellowship.
Oh, Jesus.
Fellowship.
Fellowship.
I had agreed that it was a Friday. I mean, she's always been trying, oh, Presido, let's meet.
President,
So I was
the
like,
president too. Yeah, ready.
Vice President.
Vice President.
I was like, you know what, this Friday, let's just hang out. Let me just get to meet you well and then, you know, get to talk and everything. So that was the plan. By 12 o'clock, I was like, you know what, I'm not going to meet this girl. Then I had an older lady friend. She's like a few years older than me. She's also married, but she's married. The other one is not married. And then she called me like around 10 and she was like, oh, PG, around this time of the day, I'll be passing by your office. I will stop by. So in the morning, I had said, okay. But by 12 o'clock, I knew that the way I was feeling,
Even the other lady crowd will not survive.
I can't meet these ladies. So I decided to skip my lunch so that I could close an hour earlier. So I skipped my lunch. It's exactly 3:30. I called the younger lady and I said, you know what? I have an emergency, so I can't see you after work. And she was like, oh, okay. Oh, that's sad because I planned for it. I said, no problem. I have an emergency. We'll make another time for it.
Yeah.
So I canceled her. Then I called the older lady and I was like, I flow with her and we are fancies. So, you know, we fancies can be very dramatic. I was like, Ashaba, I don't know whether we can speak.
You can, yeah.
Exactly. So I was like, Ashaba, Charlie, I saw you. Feelings to be for me, Michelle and Shamo Bokodono. So we just made a joke about it. She was like, oh, yo, go. You know. So by 3:34, I left the office. I drove straight home. Then I got home. I didn't want to tell my wife because when you do that, you put pressure on her.
Right.
Because she's not in town.
Right.
The last thing you want is for her to like
start thinking.
because of me, my husband is going through that and everything. So I didn't tell her anything. But I told her that, you know, I'm extremely tired and it's Friday, so I'm going to switch off my phones and I'm going to sleep. So when you call me anytime after 5 o'clock and I don't pick my phone, it's because I'm asleep. She said, yeah, that's fine.
You told
so
your wife that?
Yes, I told my wife that. I go home, I switch off all my phones and I slept. When I woke up Saturday morning, I woke up like late Friday night, almost like Saturday a.m.
Yeah.
I was feeling better. I switched off my phone because I knew that during this period, it's possible you might pick a conversation with a lady. Any random lady friend of yours will just come online and start chatting with you.
Right.
The next moment, the conversation will...
So that is the intentionality you're talking about.
Because see, the conversation can change. And you see, I may not start a conversation with Jocelyn and start, hey, Charlie, come and let's have sex. It won't go like that.
No, not at all.
We'll start being silly. I may say a silly something, and then you may probably respond.
The silly something is intentional, isn't it?
Exactly. And so because I am actually reproducing my emotions.
Exactly.
That's how I'm feeling. All the hormones and everything. So that it shows in a kind of the line of conversation. So I may open a certain door.
Yeah.
You understand? So then maybe that day nothing will happen, but I would have opened a certain door of conversation between me and you.
Yes.
So the next time you can pick it up from there.
And you can't close it anymore. That's what,
So then one thing leads to another, one thing leads to another. So before you know, you're in the middle of a mess. And then you've already been saying silly things to each other. So the next time you meet, sometimes you don't struggle. And now sex is very cheap.
Wow.
You just get it. So for me, I always try to prevent it. When I bump into a random
but you
lady.
know, another person will say that you turn off your phone at 5 o'clock because you probably wanted to go and get naughty. Because if you're getting naughty and wife calls you, you can't pick up.
That is true, but for me, I mean, of course, so I am telling my story.
Exactly. I know what you mean.
But I do.
You know what I mean?
But of course, my wife trusted that.
Of course.
She didn't know about this bit.
So it was after that she told her.
After when she came to town that I said, Charlie, this time, this is what happened to me.
So what would even cause a man to go through that? I mean, I just want to understand. Did you watch something?
No,
did you read something?
We are humans.
That's how you're wired?
Yeah, that's how we are wired from time to time. I don't know about women. I know that for some women during the time of the month,
just before,
either before
and during, and sometimes after,
a little bit after. You know, when Rita is all over the place.
Rita.
Rita.
So Njapia Rita.
Rita. You know, when Rita is all over the place, sometimes Charlie can get a man, I can get a woman crazy. You know, it's the same thing with a man. For the men, honestly, I don't know the triggers. To be honest with you, aside the fact that there are movies, aside the fact that there are certain conversations, aside the fact that there are certain visuals that you may see and everything.
Yeah.
Sometimes for no reason, because, okay, for men too, another thing can be stress. Extreme pressure. Yeah. Like, you know, you're like business corporate executive, or like your business, you know, like.
Rather, extreme pressure,
Pressure, yes. I mean, trust me, sex is one of the easiest way you can release your stress.
Okay.
Yeah, so sometimes like when you're under a lot of tension, you know, sometimes that is one easiest way.
So is that what will make, in your opinion, men cheat more than women?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
Not necessarily. I think that the fact that the sexual thing comes and it comes on so strong. And for the man, when it comes, I don't know about women, but for the man, when it comes, it's not gradual. Yeah. It just comes like on so strong.
Oh, okay.
So the only thing that can prevent you from carrying it out is where you do something that is equally distracting or should I say, take the energy out of you. So like sports, running around, you know, hanging out with boys for a prolonged period of time. Right. You know, something that will break the thoughts. Okay. But if you are doing something monotonous or you are just there nursing the thoughts, trying to fight it, you don't want to fight it, you're watching a movie, it won't go. Yeah. And in my situation, that's what happened because I was in the office. And it was a Friday, so it wasn't like hectic Friday. Right. You know. Yeah.
But turning off your phone and sleeping, some guy will say, Charlie, you turn on my phone and sleep.
I know.
What does that mean?
I know. For some people, but for me, I thought that everybody and their defense mechanism. Right. You understand? Yeah. For somebody, it would have been like, why don't I go out and go and watch ball? Somebody would have said, why don't I meet boys and hang out? You know, everybody would have
said, why don't I feed it?
Exactly.
And that's what
exactly. For some people, yes. Because I mean, at this age and in this time, I mean, there's always somebody on your phone you can always call and then you
Isn't it scary though?
It is.
It's like just random phone calls and it's ready.
And a sister will come. The same way a brother will also go. You know, this thing, sometimes we think it's men who cheat. Jocelyn, let me tell you, between the two of us, let me be very honest with you.
Please. Please.
Let me sip this first.
Sip.
You know, women cheat almost like men in this Ghana today. There was this time I was on Facebook just raving and ranting, talking about your friend saying, talking about morality, cheating, infidelity. Some lady, one of your celebrity associates, she just came back door and sent me a message, Masa, you talk too much. I can't hear. Married men are sleeping with married women. Married women are sleeping with married men. Sunday we all go to church, go and give fat offering. We are made deacons and elders. Monday we start again. We continue to Saturday, and then we go to church on Sunday. So Masa, just stop talking. You don't know what you're talking about.
But it doesn't make it right.
It broke my heart. But then I wasn't so into counseling. But as I started getting into it, and I started getting women coming to tell me they've cheated on their husbands. That was when I was like, oh, you are kidding. And then, you know, okay, so as a counselor, it is not always about listening to what somebody is telling you and then going with it. When you come to me and I'm talking to you, it's not what you are telling me that I'm listening to. It's what you are not telling me that I'm listening to. Okay. Because what you are not telling me is in your body language. Yeah. The rate at which you answer my questions. Yeah. The eye movement. Yeah. How uncomfortable you are when the question comes. Then I'm picking it.
You would agree that it's easier for a woman to walk away from cheating than a man?
Yes. But you see, the thing is that in this day and age, because like I said earlier, polygamy is almost like our culture thing or cultural thing. You know, it's a man has less social consequences when he cheats than a woman. So men take little precaution when they are cheating. Whereas women know it's a taboo. When I'm caught, I'm like a taboo. They go the extreme to cover it up. So that's the difference.
So men are more careless.
Yes, that's it for me. That's it in this day Accra.
Oh, but PG, in the beginning you were really for us. What's happening?
I'm still for women. No, I'm still for women. I'm still for women.
I mean, like,
honestly, I'm still for women. But I think that women too, Charlie, then they. I won't lie to you. Then they. Let me share a story.
But you see, a lot of women can, like even that feeling you had on that Friday. Imagine a woman
a woman
before
can
her
be
period.
really
Yeah,
good.
I mean,
That's the thing. That's the thing. I think that when we are there and then we are thinking of execution, I think that women do a lot more job being thoughtful,
Meticulous.
being intentional, taking their time and deciding that, this thing is not going to work. And then they always find a way of displacing that feeling or whatever.
yeah.
But for men, I think most men don't fight it. I think men don't fight it. They just allow it to lead.
So you just move. So the saying that men are moved by what they see is very true.
That's true. Men are very visual.
So a lot of men who say, I look out for intelligence and, you've got to have something
But
up
think
there.
about it. Think about it. No, but you see, men are very calculated. So a man knows the woman for sex and the woman for wife.
Okay.
So
tell me about that one.
So you realize that when we were on campus, school time, all the hot girls were being chased by boys. And then the Kankpe girls, the Sister Mary girls, the long skirt girls.
Sister Mary, be very
careful.
You're
not
Sister Mary.
You
remember our Sister Mary now?
That was secondary school. Secondary school, you're not Sister Mary. Secondary school, you were just proper. That's how you were proper.
Sister Mary.
You were proper, So all those girls will not be chased during campus time.
Right.
Now they are the people who then, because nobody's chasing them, they get to concentrate on their studies, they come out with good grades, they get the good jobs. By the time they work for 5 years, they are at the top of their game, they are making good money, they are getting, chance to travel outside, they are using good products, their skin is changing, their face. So you see and you are like, damn, that girl, she looks like a beauty queen. Exactly. So now you want to marry her. But when you marry her, she's still inside very tough, very prude, very unyielding. Yes, a little bit to a good extent. So you have her for the wife. But then that girl who is hot that you've been chasing since campus, I don't want to marry. You still keep going to that girl to have sex.
If you've enjoyed this episode, don't forget to leave a comment below and click the subscribe button for more exciting episodes. And I mean, what are you waiting for? Click it now.